Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with a layout share for the last 2 weeks because I was gone most of the week on a little getaway. I had done quite a few layouts ahead and I kind of got mixed up as to what I could share and what I couldn't. As of this moment, I can share everything with you that I have on my table today. But I have 3 or 4 of them that need to be completed. So I thought I would do that as part of this video. I've printed this. This was the page that I did with my Scrap Backwards kit without a photo. And when I picked the photo, I found this little title in my 49 and Market Spectrum Sherbet stash that says silly. And this is certainly a silly photo. When I put it on here, the size isn't quite right to fit on that black mat. So I'm going to mat it on white, and it might stand out a little bit more. And we'll see whether it needs to be slanted or if I can just put it straight on. It's a photo of Ava being silly. She had dumped all of the toys out of her little toy hamper and then put the toy hamper on her head. And I'm not quite sure how we got lucky enough to get a photo of it, but it's adorable. And I filtered it so that it would have kind of the same look as this paper. This was a really bright kind of orangey red that didn't kind of go with the pinky sort of colors that we have here. So if I did that straight on, I think that would work. And then we'll figure out where to put the silly word. Let's get that there. Get that under. That's the trick of scrapping without a photo. You kind of have some things overlapping. I could do it right here, and I think that might be cute. The color of it doesn't match the colors in these dots, but all of the colors are pretty much everywhere. So I'm gonna do it, and then we'll be done with that one. And I'll turn it over in a minute and we'll see what, I actually should have put it there. Hello, my name is Silly. Okay, let me put this on here. I don't know that I'll need to use it, but it'll at least be covered if I do. Okay, I'm gonna put this aside. Let me see what that was done for. That was just one of the Scrap Backwards page kits I made from August, my August kit. So that wasn't any particular challenge or series. This is another one of those page kits, but it was done using Sketch 41 from Scrap-A-Sketch, and this is the sketch. And I hunted everywhere for the right photo for this travel page, and I found this one of John and me on our very first kind of trip, I guess, to Hawaii. Neither of us had any vacation left when we got married, so we didn't really have we had a honeymoon 30 miles away in Galveston. And let's see, I think I may try to move this flare and then move the tree over so it's not blocking my face. And I've got the flare glued down to the cut file as well as the background. So that's not a happy situation. Let's see if I can fit that square on there. And let me first move this guy over where I want him, and then I'll know where the flare can go. And I think you can still read that that word says travel. Okay, and I think I've got that glued down. That one's done too. I had thought about maybe adding something from this. I kind of like these two hearts. And I can do my little overlapping hearts thing right there. And I've got the word relax there and beachy, and then I've got this starfish, and I've got fun and waves and seaside. This is in Hana. We, in 1982, a year after we were married to celebrate our first anniversary, well, it was kind of in conjunction with the date was determined by a business trip that I had to San Francisco. So he came with me to the San Francisco business trip, and then we left from San Francisco to go to Hawaii. And we were in Maui, and we made the drive down to Hana, and we took a well-deserved swim in the ocean after that harrowing drive. I'm just determined to use this guy somewhere. And I'm maybe thinking there. And I really like, we saw so many plumerias on that trip that it just seems like I should use this plumeria. There is a hibiscus, and of course we saw lots of hibiscus. I don't really want to compete with the palm tree. Is that too much? It kind of is. So I'll save that for another page, and we'll call this one done. I will kind of that. I have a smaller plumeria sticker, I think. No, I don't. Never mind. I'm done with this page. When it's done, let's call it done. Okay, that's up there, and that, like I said, that was done for that, with that scrap of sketch, but it was mostly to use at my, well, that was actually for my Monday. This is what, whereas that was from my August kit, the first one. This is from my September kit, and that was for Scrap Backwards Monday. Okay, this is from last month's kit, and I kind of clipped these things because they went with the colors and they were part of this page kit that I made, but I wasn't sure what photo I was going to use, and actually having this as part of my page kit made me go hunt for a butterfly photo, and when I didn't find one, I actually took one. So I took this. I've got some distressed edges here, and when I cut this photo, it has a little bit, it was printed right up next to the beach photo of John and me at Hana in the last, on the last page. And it has a little bit of that blue on the edge. So as I often do when I make mistakes, I just distress the edges, and anything unusual looks like it's part of the distress design. So I'm going to do this on here, kind of scooch that up under there and under here. There's not an even margin. Left and right, top and bottom kind of thing. So I'm trying to get it, I think the top and bottom doesn't matter, but I do want the left and right because they're a little wider. Okay. That's close enough. So now I'm going to fussy cut one of these. I'm going to fussy cut the one that's kind of in that same color scheme. And then we'll look at these word strips and see if there's anything there that makes sense. If not, it'll go back into my cocoa vanilla bucket. I've got a holder where I've just kind of kept cocoa vanilla kits or collection together. A lot of it comes as part of Mind the Scrap kits, and that's where this came from, where I kept the Mind the Scrap kit together and not by brand. And then I made up my August Scrap Backwards kit from Mind the Scrap kits. And so there was some cocoa vanilla in there. And I will put back, in fact I have put back just about everything with its collection, if I'm keeping the collection, if it's a collection I'm keeping. And if not, I file it by color or type or, whatever. Okay, I'm gonna do this guy right there, I think. I was gonna maybe do it on the photo. Let's see what that would look like. I kind of like that, actually. And that lets these flowers kind of stay in place. Okay, so this says, my favorite place, thankful for you, let's stay at home. Oh, happy day, love you to pieces, you have my heart. None of those really, speaks to me. So this will go back with my cocoa vanilla stuff. I could stretch it to say my favorite place being in the garden, but I'll just leave it at this. Okay, now this one is one that I did. Let's see, there's a piece of it that I pulled off. Where did it go? Oh my goodness. Okay, it's stuck to here. There was a piece of it that I had down here like that. And the way we took the selfie, that would cover our faces. So the selfie stays, but the label's going to kind of go right there. So I'm just going to kind of put this on, and I'll scooch it down towards the bottom, leaving a large margin at the top there. What I've got here is a this is the beach part of my trip I took. I stopped at Margaritaville on the way down, on the way to see Patrice. It's kind of a convenient halfway point. And so I took a selfie on my balcony overlooking the water on Wednesday, and that's why I put this little thing by Wednesday. This was, like I said, another of the page kits, and it had this cut apart sheet, so I just used all those cut aparts. And you've probably seen the video for that. So I'm gonna just kind of put this right there, and because it's finished now, I can actually tape it to there. And what I again thought I might want to put something beachy on the beach picture, kind of, because this, I left this blank specifically so it could have something kind of cute. Let's see if I have something in here. Here's a thing that says Just Beachy, and it's in the right color scheme. It's a completely different collection, but I thought maybe that could go right there, except I want some foam behind it. So let me cut the foam. What did I do with my scissors? Did I cover up my scissors somehow? Yes, of course I did. Let's get this tape, and we'll see how big a piece we need. Maybe like that. I'll put it back here. And I should just say I don't care if I put it on wonky, but I kind of do. Okay. There we go. I think that's on there. But I do want something else. And I believe there's one little pineapple in here. There is. And so I'm going to slide that under. And let that kind of stay up. Okay, and down here, I want to put, I believe there's, in this, I think there are 2 hearts, and they don't match, but they're perfect to go next to the thing that says together. Okay, that page is done. What a wonderful trip. It was great. This was the first time I had been to Margaritaville Beach Hotel alone, and I thought it would be sad, and it was actually really nice and refreshing, and all the things I've always loved about it. We always loved about it. I still love about it. And I had some happy memories and some tearful moments, and just, it was a nice stopover. And the visit with Patrice was absolutely amazing, and I'll tell you more about that because she has inspired me to make some changes in my life, and I'm excited about it. Anyway, so those are the pages I was going to finish. These are the pages I did. And I'm going to have to look back And this was this was a Scrap Backwards weekly page using my current kit. And it's a photo of Lisa and Johnny with the Bee Gees statues. And there was a video on that. And I'm using this sketch from Scrap-A-Sketch. So let me put that there and put that in the recycle bin. This one was for a Scrap-A-Sketch Rainbow Challenge, and this was the sketch, and I die cut starbursts, sunbursts, and stars to go all around and use this rainbow paper, and had the crazy idea to set it on an orange background, which in the end I really love. So, and it's a photo of Ava playing with rainbow colored blocks. And this one was for Challenge Accepted and Scrap Timber. Their prompt was rainbow, and I hadn't done the rainbow sketch yet, so I combined those two. I love that page. That's definitely going to be one that'll go up on the wall for the next week. This one was a crazy one. This was for Mixed Media Mayhem and Scrap Timber. For Mixed Media Mayhem, we were supposed to use a stencil, die cuts, and bling. So I used a sunflower stencil on a pre-made Vicki Boutin Mixed Media background, and then I kind of embellished with the bling inside the sunflower. Whoops, I need to re-stick my bling here. And I used Paige Evans Garden Shop papers. I fussy cut these flowers from there. And with that neon texture paste, that's Vicki Boutin's neon texture paste, these flowers look really bright and pretty when they're not next to the neon. Now they look a little bit dull and grayish. And then I did a lot of splatters in green and kind of an orangey yellow. And I die cut XOXO and Love out of a Vicki Boutin paper, and then did some journaling around the outside. So a cute little page that documents John's love of sunflowers with a heavily edited, filtered photo of him. And there's supposed to be another one of these pieces of bling. I keep losing. I lost this one, but I got it glued on, and now I've lost another one. So for those of you who will be bothered by, Sally, you know I'm talking to you, who will be bothered by there only being two here, rest assured I will put a third one on there. So I'm going to put it aside so that it's not in the finished pile. This one is one I made for just with the Scrap Backwards page kit. And I added this doily to the page kit and used, it had lots of bright colored Sweet Rush things and some other stuff that I had gotten from this paper and this paper, which is the reverse of this kind of, the paper I don't like. So I used that for a photo of Katie getting ready to attack my hair. And her attack was needed, and I need her again. This was done for the Happy Birthday sketch. This from Scrap-A-Sketch. Lisa's Scrap-A-Sketch is a year old, and I celebrated by scrapping a photo of me and Lisa next to the same mural that Mick Jagger had posed by just a few days earlier. So, you know, we're in the shadows of greatness there. And the artist, the mural artist, is Danny O'Connor, and he's on Facebook, so look him up. It's Danny O apostrophe Connor, and then parentheses DOC. And you can see some of his other work, and he posts a lot of works in progress, and he's amazing. This was the Bramble Fox Challenge for the month of September, and it has these little shards of paper here, and it's not exactly symmetrical, so I kind of went with that. I used some color study scraps, and I die cut this out of a piece of ephemera, and it was a football game. Barrett's team's colors are blue and black and white, so I added this blue and white strip, and I have the Bramble Fox tab here, and 2 Bramble Fox titles, and some little starburst spread around to kind of give you the idea of the fact that we play football in the sunshine here. The first hour of every football game, as long as we're in daylight savings time, is sunny and hot. This is a Scrap Squad Sunday lift, and it's lift number 33, and this was the original with the banners and florals and fun stuff. So I did a pool fun page and called it Endless Summer, because when we had a pool in the backyard and the kids were little, it was endless summer. They were there every minute that they could be. And I set up special, a little dining table in a playhouse just right beside the pool, where they could get out of the pool and quickly eat and then go back in. And yes, I know you're not supposed to go in for an hour after you've eaten, but I'm a lifeguard, and I was there to rescue them if they went in a little before an hour. So I had a lot of fun with this one. I say it's over embellished, but when I say that, that's not a criticism. It's kind of a point of pride. So I love it. And then here's one that's very much less embellished. This was for Challenge Accepted, and this was the sketch done by the Scrappy Sisters Oz on Instagram, and Scrappy Sisters on YouTube. And it was a very simple and striking sketch to me, and I wanted to kind of be as true to it as I could. I used, again, Paige Evans' Garden Shop, which I'm absolutely loving, and I used photos of my my lizard, my chameleon called Bob. And when I'm done filming this, I'm going to add alphas that say Bob right here in the middle. I kind of didn't want to do that for show. I will do that just for John. So this is his page. They're sunflowers and his lizard called Bob. And by now, many of you probably know the story of a lizard that got into the house down in Jackson. And he said, we need to move Bob outside. And so that was the first lizard that he named Bob. And when we moved here, we have chipmunks and squirrels everywhere, and lizards. And so he named the chipmunks and the squirrels Bob too. Oh, look, Bob's out on the back deck, and so I didn't know whether it was a chipmunk, a squirrel, or a lizard that was on the back deck. So anyway, that's a fun page. This was for Mixed Media Mayhem this week, and the challenge that we had was this sketch by Rebecca Moore. And I also combined it with Pink Fresh Friday, and I used Pink Fresh liquid watercolors, these guys, and kind of watered them, a couple colors of it down, and I gessoed with a rough brush so that there would be streaks and lines, and then I did the watercolors, and you can kind of see some of the swirls. It doesn't show up very well in photographs, but in person you can really see and even feel the texture. And then I added splatters and sequins and a whole bunch of Pink Fresh puffy and chipboard embellishments and Pink Fresh alphas, 3 different Pink Fresh alphas. So it's Pink Fresh all over, and there's a Pink Fresh paper behind the photo. And that's a photo of Barrett wearing his sister's Hello Kitty bike helmet because he needed to be ready to play ball. And he's wearing a t-shirt that we got him that has a Christmas tree built of a soccer ball, a football, a baseball, and a basketball. It's my favorite picture of him, you know, from those days. And this is another picture of Barrett and his sister Katie. And this was for Simple Stories Saturday. And I used Simple Stories. I think this is Simple Vintage Coastal. And there's some Simple Vintage Travel on there. There's some Let's Go. This alpha's from Let's Go. And there's Let's Go washi tape. And I've got sun-kissed stamps that I used up and down the vertical and horizontal axes. And because I was combining it with scrap timber, I used a wooden suitcase here, or valise, as you may say, and a little wooden seashell here and a sailboat there. And everything other than the wood veneer, I think everything on this page is Simple Stories. Obviously, the bramble fox, pink sea creatures, and the Dottie About Flair, the Flair Hut Flair. Is not Simple Stories, but I love this page. This page I almost want to frame. And I love the photo. John took that photo as they were walking out to the beach at Margaritaville, the same beach that I was in, you know, in that first, when I did that picture. I was there, you know, last Wednesday, in fact. And this is a photo taken when I was with Patrice, and it's for Scrap Squad Sunday today. I'm recording this on Sunday. This was the original. It was done by Christina Burish, and it's got strips of solid paper. I did strips of the plaid paper in Paige Evans' garden shop, and I kind of overlapped them, and I used some washi tape there. I used ephemera and alphas. All of that is from Garden Shop, and it's called Pretty Scary because Patrice is kind of posing next to a bear frequenting area sign saying, "Warning, don't feed or approach, leave immediate area and call this number." It's like you're going to have the presence of mind when you see a bear to punch that number into your phone. So anyway, I thought it was funny, and I love her pose. I just absolutely love it. So, and I even used some stamps from that collection. So that's my layout share, and I finished those. Now the next thing I have to do is find, oops, here's the jewel right here. It had moved all the way up there, and so I'm just gonna put it right here. And here's one that's moved away from its place. I suppose I could put it right here. So those jewels the stickiness didn't stick. Okay, so that's finished. Sally, I hope you're happy now. And thank you all for watching. I will be back in a week with this week's share because I don't think I'm going anywhere. And here's something I'm planning to use. And I'll tell you the story of it, but I have some trimming to do with some better scissors than I used, but I'm going to use this on a page. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Bye.